Welcome to another video. This is Jordan with Simple Trading Success, where I help traders simplify their trading and have success and breakthroughs in the market and in their wealth mindset. So in this video, we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you one of my processes, very simple in a practical sense of how I mark up my charts and I do a top-down analysis. Okay, so let's get into this. So if we're looking at a pair like Euro USD, okay, we're looking at Euro USD, and one of the things that I like to do, and this is going to help you really be able to wait and see where those major levels are. So when you get in trades, those trades will be quality and they will really move nicely. So one of the things I like to do is I like to come up here in my trading view and I like to come to my time frames, and I kind of have time frames already saved here. So I'll start from a really high time frame, like the monthly. So what I like to do is I come in here and I'll find my floors and my ceilings. Now, if you're somebody who's just trying to get in for the market and get in quick and out, then you might not need to do this. However, this is a good way to even see where the market is currently, and you could be able to set up alerts and stuff. So let's say we're gonna focus more on kind of where the market is currently, right? I could find these floors and ceilings, right? And if it's hard for you to see, I've illustrated this before. You could kind of go to a line chart so you can kind of really see, okay, where are those major areas of peaks coming down as well as coming up? Where are these major areas of floors and ceilings being developed? And so this is on a monthly chart. So this is going to be a pretty big time frame. So I might even want to come in here and make some really thick lines, right? And so for right now, I'm going to leave it as this because this is kind of where the market is, right? So we kind of see the market is in between these monthly ranges. And so knowing that, when I can kind of see, okay, what is the monthly doing? I can zoom in and now I can go into the weekly chart. And if I want, I could do the same thing. I can see, okay, where are their major levels. I'm kind of good because they're not really clear here on the weekly. I kind of like how the monthly is looking in the weekly. So now I go on a daily. Maybe I might see something better on a daily. Okay, now you can see in the daily, there's not as much noise. It's a little clearer. You kind of see these pivots here, pivot here, pivot here. We got some ceilings here. We got some floors here. So I got a ceiling and floor. I got ceiling and floor here. Let's see. I want to find these really major areas where price touches a lot. There's multiple touches on both sides as a floor and a ceiling. Multiple touches. See this? Came a ceiling here, came a ceiling here, broke, came back down. Excuse me. Came a floor here, broke here, touched here, became a ceiling. You can kind of see ceiling, floor, kind of foot here, but a lot of it touched as a floor. Kind of wicked down and became a floor. And now we can see where the market is currently at. And so I might just do one more currently where the market is. So I want to see where the multiple touches where the floor market was floor and ceiling. Okay, we're seeing here, market came up, touch, became a ceiling, touched here, very minutely became a ceiling and a floor. More so came a floor. Here we can see a peak here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this. We can see a ceiling here, floor a couple times here. So these are things that happen to multiple touches. So right here, I'm not too concerned about because look, if I hit this, actually that's not bad neither. Because look, ceiling, floor, ceiling, and floor. Okay, ceiling. So actually that's not bad. So I'll leave it as that at that. So I have these kind of lines here, so I can really see what's happening now with price. And so the last thing I like to do is now I'll go into the 1 hour. And now I can really see clearly what's happened on a smaller time frame, where the weekly and the monthly and the daily kind of really gave me a good picture of where major levels are. You see this? I say these major levels coincide. So now I can even bring this up a little bit to here. I can kind of fine tune these levels. Let's see. I kind of like that level. And so what's happening in the market is coming up now where it's going to touch this level, this resistance, this red line here. So this could continue to stay as a floor or continue to stay as a ceiling, right? And we can clearly see this on a line chart. The market is coming up. It's almost there. It just needs to come up and touch this. Now what I want to do is I want to go back to my candles and I really want to zoom in and I want to see, okay, how can I make zones here? So I'll go back to previous price action and I kind of see these areas where it's floor and a ceiling. Okay. So for example, let's look at the market as a floor. Let's look at the market as a floor. If you look, there's some flat bottoms. So one of the techniques I like to do is I like to look for flat bottoms. You see this? Flat bottoms. Flat bottoms. And I will take my zone and I'll mark the top of that. Now, what I'll do is I'll zoom out and I want to find those areas where the market was at this level of support or end resistance for where was I getting flat tops. See that flat tops? So I kind of like that area right there. Now again, this is all your interpretation, how you see the market. It's just how I see it. So, but I'm gonna show you my technique, what I do. And so I like this flat bottom. So I like to bring my zone down, touch these flat tops. Excuse me, flat tops. See that flat tops? I like these two flat tops, two wicks, but I like to come to the body of the candle. And now you'll see some of the wicks came in there, and even if I want to go back longer in price, I could even see here. Look at that. Came and tested, tried to become a four, but boom, didn't quite happen. And this is why we normally wait for the retest instead of getting on the first time. We wait to see if it comes back and does it again. And you see here we had the wick, didn't quite do it, so I kind of dropped. So what I might want to even make my zone a little bigger as I go back, and I can kind of see what was really happening here. So I had these flat bottoms here, right? But how did the rest of the market also respond? So let's see. Oops. So how did the rest of the market respond? So let's drag this zone over. Do I have some other flat bottoms? Yeah, but there's still some noise here. So what I want to do is kind of get a little more congruent and even. That makes a little more sense here. And now when I come back to what I was showing you before, you can kind of see how this was a better floor, and you can kind of see how this, instead of these out of the zone, how they were really testing the zone. Now you can see, okay, this didn't really break this. You can kind of see now, okay, this was still in the zone. Same thing here. We had this. You could have got fooled here, but again, that's why you want to wait for the retest. You wait, boom, wait for it to come back, and wait for another green candle, like this one, but we didn't see that. And so this is, and I'm just talking about if we were doing that when it comes to entries. So now we can come back and we can see, oh, look what happened. Market broke, green candle came back down. We want to wait for the second one. Boom, engulfing candle. And even if we said, okay, we're going to wait for the two candles, engulfing candle, and then second bullish candle, boom, we got a confirmation for a buy. and then we took it. Boom, thing is gone. Right. So what I'm showing you is the power of marking up the top-down analysis. I can see what these major levels are. Right. I can see what major levels are. And now we can bring this back over here. We can see where, what is price about to do. So guess what? We see in this same thing here. We see in this test. We see in this test once. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We see the break out of the zone here. Slight engulfing, not engulfing quite because we had a wick. Let's say we had this bullish pattern right here. We had this bullish pattern. You know these three candles. This is a bullish pattern. So as you can see, we had this it's like a Marabozo candle with a hanging man, and then another Marabozo. So I would look at these three candles as a signal for sells. However, this was the first test. This was the first. We see the break a little bit, break here, and then it wicked back up, and then we see the first test, and then we see the second test, and then we can kind of see this break here, this candle, big old candle here, and normally I wait to half the candle, but it didn't come here, so this is gone. So this is a big run, right? So what can potentially be happening here? So what can potentially happen here? We can see this as we can see this as a it tested and fell. What could potentially happen here is that the market could be coming back up here, and this could actually be the second retest. So this could be a retracement from this test. Remember, these are major levels, guys. Remember, I marked these up on monthly, weekly, and dailies. So this area, this zone is drawn an hour. Remember, this red line of support, this red line of support and resistance, this red line of floor and ceiling, right, was on a, remember, this was on a, I started from the monthly to the weekly to the daily. And this zone is on an hour. So this market could be coming up to test this area. So what I'd like to see, is the market come back into the zone. So what I would probably do is set an alert right here. I want the market to come to the zone, play around. It might even come out of the zone and then come back. But I want to see what's going to happen. Is this area going to become a floor or a ceiling? So right now you can kind of see it's playing around. I don't see a candle or a pattern that tells me this is going to keep selling. So I'm going to leave this alone and let this play. And then I want to see if this is going to give me a sell. And so what I want to show you is that with this top-down analysis, this is going to be so powerful because it's going to allow you to look to mark up these major levels, right? Now, were there some levels around here? Absolutely. Could we got in some trades here? Absolutely. But you know what? This is like a roller coaster. It's unsure. But, and you know, you're going to get some runs, but what if you hunted for the market for these major levels where the market is ready about to come to? This is a very powerful trade. Who knows? Maybe it might come up to this later and it might hit and it just might tank, or it might hit, break, we see the retest, and it might just go up. But what I would do is I would patiently wait and I'm going to see how the market reacts to this level. Because you know what? When it does react, it's most likely going to move a lot. And for example, if we were to see, if this market was to come here and retest this again as a ceiling, and let's just say, I had a stop loss, let's just say I had a stop loss of like 35 pips or something, and it's dropped. Look how many potential pips we can get. It's over 100 pips. All the way down to this next resistance, 165. Even if we got a 2-to-1 risk reward, looking at 70 pips, right? But most likely, if it comes this level, it can really move. And vice versa, right? If it goes up, we're looking at a nice potential, and we're looking at a better quality trade. So imagine this thing goes long. Imagine this goes long. You know, we're looking at let's see, a potential of just on this area of 60 pips. Okay, not as big as this one, but that's still a good run, right? It's still a good run. And most likely if it comes up in test, it's very possible to come up, even test this again and break. Maybe not. Normally you like to see 3 touches up here, and then it starts to get weak. But yeah, it could come in here, test, and then drop. It could come here and test, drop, or come here and go up. So, but regardless, these are the areas that I'd be looking to do trades. Even up here, I'd be looking even to get involved in these 2 areas. And imagine if I waited and I said, okay, this is not going up, it's coming here, and then it just tanks. It's over 200 pips. So do you guys see this? This is the power of top-down analysis. I'm not even going to indicators or anything else, but just strictly this. Strictly looking at support and resistance from higher time frames to lower time frames. I could even do this. Let's say if I went back to the weekly. This is something I love to do too. I might go to a couple of pairs and just say, okay, well, I got my support and resistance. Also, what is the trend doing? Right? What was the trend doing? So I can clearly see where the uptrend. I can clearly see where the uptrend and the downtrend is. Right? And clearly this is more so downtrending because this uptrend is not. It's only got like really 2 touches. And if I was really looking at an uptrend, it would have been here. This we see multiple touches and it broke. Right? So this couldn't be an uptrend, but I will be looking more to sell, right? And that's just a weekly, right? So let's come down. Now we could be looking at, we could have a smaller uptrend here. We could have a smaller uptrend on the daily where we see the market touch multiple times. And so what's happening here, we're seeing this triangular pattern forming. And normally when the market starts to get here to the closest triangle, what happens is we'll normally see a big breakout, either on the upside or the downside. But for right now, we're seeing this market ranging. And of course, again, that's on the daily. And so if I come back into the hourly, I can kind of really see what's happening. So it's very possible that this market could come up, break this, retest, come up, hit this trend, come back down. Or I could hit this trend line, come down, maybe retest this trend line before coming back up. So I could either wait till this level reacts, or I could even wait till it gets all the way up to the next level to the trend line. That would take some time, of course, but right now it is at a major level. So I do like the fact that it's at this major level. So this can be a potential level of resistance, right? And so I would just wait. I mean, we see some bearish stuff happening, but I'm not gonna do anything yet. I want to wait for these candles to close, and I want to see what's gonna happen. I mean, we kind of seen right here. If you look on the 30-minute, seeing a retest, seeing see rejection here, and then we're seeing a retest. So if this candle does go really bearish, I mean, I'm gonna look at some other confirmations. Possible I could take this trade. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait and see how it comes and plays in the zone. Right, but right now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the break of the candles. So, guys, I hope that helped to give just a little basis of top-down analysis. That's just simply looking at higher time frames, marking them down, support and resistance trend lines, and it's coming down, And you can see where these major areas of support and resistance, these major areas of floors and ceiling, these major areas of price action, these major areas of these major levels where the market is really doing big runs. You're going to see quality trades. So when you do put your risky stop losses, you're not going to have to make them huge and gigantic. And you just wait. You wait to see how they react to the zones. Okay, guys, I hope that helped. And we'll do some more in depth stuff. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.